do it on horseback that your dogs are already a little bit tired by the time they find one, huh?
I'll tell you what, there's so many damn holes and shit out here. It'd be a little dangerous chasing horseback.
Flip over, get smashed.
I used to do it bareback. Yeah. I didn't want to hang up my stirrup with the horse fell.
Yeah, I can understand that out here.
Probably if a horse goes down, you can get out of the way a little easier bareback, can't you? I don't know. I've ridden bareback, but not enough to know. Never had a horse go down on me bareback. I should say it that way. I had plenty of horses fall on me, but I've always had a saddle on.
I never had one fall bareback, but I've had them fall with a saddle.
Yeah.
I've got arthritis in my right ankle pretty bad. I'm doctoring cattle out in the wheat field, and I went to rope up. Second year on, and that damn thing's kind of weak, and he turned real quick, and this horse didn't change leads. He turned with him, crossed his legs, and flipped over on me, and had my rope swinging.
Oh, jeez.
That damn come down, broke my ankle. It was turned around backwards, and that damn rope come right around my body, and I jerked the son of a bitch off while that horse was getting up, and he got up, and that damn rope pulled my hat off.
Oh.
It would have, if it went around my neck, I'd have been history.
Jeez.
We've got your head pulled off with it.
Oh man, dragged you by the neck. Yeah, that was a close call. I got quite a bit of faith in these dogs. Kind of slooky they have in them. I don't worry about them getting too hot. You kill a greyhound like that, shit. That first race would have been the end of a greyhound, not the second race. They couldn't do it. What are you gonna name this video? Jason Jackrabbits with a blind man driving?
We can name it that. That might get some people's attention. That's what I should call it, really. Have the thumbnail be a guy with sunglasses and a little cape.
You guys get nominated for the bravest men in the planet. No seat belts, no nothing, just go.
That's how it should be done.
Cowboy.
Cowboy style. Yeah, that was a heck of a ride.
Well, you know what? That was real good running most of that. We could kind of stay up with the dog.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see him real good. I hope it turns out on film as good as I could see with my eyes, because they were right on his tail, and in that open country, you could see it beautifully.
Kids and puppies.
Good combination.
Them kids wear them puppies out.
Yeah, my little girls love pups. They're so cute, my little girls.
How old are they?
3 and 5.
Oh, no.
They go out with Daddy all the time.
Oh, I bet.
They love going hunting with Daddy. I rode my girls. So I got a trap line. I do pest control for a living, and so I'll have a trap line on a canal. And I rode the dogs, both for exercise, and they'll catch stuff. They'll find a raccoon, they'll find a hole that has something, So it's both useful and exercise.
Mm-hmm.
And the girls are watching the dogs always running behind the truck. Daddy, can I run with the dogs? I'm like, well, I guess.
If you want.
She's 5 years old and she's keeping up with the little I got a little terrier. It's a terrier lurcher. It's a Whippet Patterdale cross. So she's really kind of lazy. Like you know, some sight hounds, they don't like the road, right? They'll just
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
barely follow you enough that they can see where you're at. And that's how she is. She'll keep up with the dog. And I'll have to stop to get a trap, so I'll be checking the trap, and then she'd catch up again. You want to keep running, or you want to get in the truck? I want to keep running. Okay, and then we'll drive to the next trap. Cutest little thing. So I was doing that for a little while. One day we went for a walk, and they love to have me carry one and chase the other, you know. Then the one riding's having fun, and the one's running's having fun. So it was the little one's turn, and she took her time climbing up on my back, and my 5-year-old goes taking off down the road, and the 3-year-old finally gets up on my shoulders, and I go to catch her. I couldn't catch the 5-year-old.
Oh.
Not even joke. Well, I mean, I had weight on my shoulders, and she had head start. I run out of breath before I got her. I'm like, man, you need to start driving the truck. I need to start running. I can't keep up with my own little 5-year-old girl. She ran all the way home. She got home, she was beaming. She's like, I beat you, Daddy.
She's gonna be a marathon girl.
Oh, man. I took her out hunting once for 4 or 5 hours, hunting raccoons along this canal. And we were going down a hill and up a hill, and running through the river. And what it was is we had a canal road along the top and a river down in the bottom. It was real steep, and you either have to walk in the river or on the road, because the hill's just up and down and full of reeds and brush, and it's real thick. So you have to pick one, either walk on the top or the bottom. And we were going back and forth. The little 5-year-old girl, she's got her waders on so she can walk in the river. And then we'd get too deep, so we'd go back up and walk on the and you'd have to kind of drag her and carry her up the hill. You get up there. Anyway, I'm like, man, this is way bigger day than I expected. She's only 5. I shouldn't have brought her. But, you know, she seems to be having fun. I'm like, I hope I didn't overdo it, you know, burn her out, make her not want to come next time. We get to the top of the hill, the last pit, we're going to go home. Get her up on top of the hill, and I push her up there, and then I help my buddy up. We get to the top, and we look up, hey, where'd the little girl going? Olive's taking off down the road, running. I'm like, well, I guess she's not tired. So we walk back to the truck, and we've been hunting for 4 or 5 hours. We go back to the truck, and she's been there for a while. She's like, I beat you, Daddy. I'm like, wow, you're a tough kid. We're tired, and you're running back to the truck as a race you didn't even tell us we were having. I beat you, Daddy, she says. Cutest little thing.
Yeah, she's gonna be a pistol when she's a teenager.
Oh, man, yeah. And then the other day, we were out muskrat hunting. I had the mink down in pushing the muskrats out, and I had a net. And there was 2 holes. I wasn't sure where it was going to come out of. So for the first time, I hand her a net. I'm like, here, you watch this hole, and I'll watch this hole. She beamed and started giggling, so cute. She said, I'm going to catch a muskrat. She didn't catch one. I ended up being the one that caught it, or it got away, or the mink caught it. I don't remember. She was so excited. I'm going to catch a muskrat.
How do you handle them mink without getting eat up?
Just avoid the teeth.
So do you put the mink down the hole?
Yeah, so there's a couple ways to work it. You can put them right in a hole, if you find a hole. Or if it's a stretch and you're not sure where they're at, stretch of stream, you just turn them loose and follow the mink, kind of like a little dog, a little terrier working the brush kind of thing. And they'll find the holes and go in.
Yeah.
So either way, it depends. If the mink's experienced, it's fun to just, even if it's not necessarily the most efficient way, sometimes it's fun to just let the mink work.
Sure.
But if the mink's really inexperienced and it's a long stretch between muskrats, it can be kind of frustrating. So you'll just call the mink back, put it in a little box, a little carry box, and then either I look for sign or I have a dog look for the muskrat, or both. We're both looking for it, and then we'll turn the mink loose when we see muskrat sign. So either one. I've got mink that are really good for, they'll just cover country and find the muskrat. So,
When they get the muskrat, do they bring it back? Bring it out of the hole? Or
if I train them to, so it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort to train a mink to retrieve. I mean, we're talking anywhere from a few months to a couple years just to get them to do it consistently. And some mink learn it really pretty easily, and some mink, they will never learn it. It's not worth even trying. Just give up and just be happy that he comes back when he's done.
Yeah.
And so sometimes what I'll do is I'll have one that's trained to retrieve, and I'll just keep it, and I'll have another one, and I'll turn it loose, and it'll go hunt them, and I'll catch everything I can. And then when they finally get one down in a hole, If they get one up above, it's fine. I'll grab the tail once they get done killing it. Then I kind of make them put it in the box and give them a little treat for it, you know. But if they get it down in the hole, pretty much the mink doesn't come out for a little while. You're like, pretty sure you caught one. We'll put that one away and pull out the one who's supposed to bring it back and send it down to retrieve.
How do you get them out of the hole?
Just call them. I do a little whistle. And then when they come out, just give them a little piece of food.
I'll be there. Huh.
It's an amazing thing to watch.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, you've got videos showing them things working on YouTube.
That's right.
Well, most people use them little terriers for rats around them big chicken farms and stuff where there's lots of rats.
Yeah.
You couldn't use minks around them chickens, could you?
No. Well, it depends on how dumb the chickens are. If the chickens will stay out of the way, you can get the mink to focus on the rats. But as long as they're around, yeah, the mink will go for the.
Yeah. I've never seen a smart chicken.
Pheasants, you can do it around pheasants because usually they're a little wild enough, and they've got big enough flight pins and stuff that pheasants will kind of go on the other side and avoid them. You just keep an eye on the mink. I haven't done much with chickens unless we're locking them up, you know, put them in a pen somewhere else and then turn them loose.
I know they used to catch a lot of rats around them poultry farms where they got lots of chickens. The rats are thick.
Yeah, we haven't done any big chicken farms. We've done little people backyard chickens, but I haven't done any big chicken farms. But I've done big pheasant farms, and our most is 412 in a day.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of rats. It's not just with mink. That's mostly dogs. So we've got mink and dogs working together.
Yeah.
That big old black dog out there, he is the pro at killing rats. He stands back. He's one of the most like intuitively clever ratting dogs I've ever seen. Because as a pup, he had no experience. He was hunting like he was 5 years old. He'd been doing it his whole life, and he's a team player. A lot of dogs, especially terriers, are really bad at this. They all want to get the same rat, and they're all fighting. He will be like, "Oh, he's got it. Let him get it and look for another one. Oh, he's got it. It's good. Oh, that one's getting away. And he'll hit it. He won't even try. Not every time. If things are slow and there's only one coming out every now and then, he'll go after it too. But if he knows they're coming out fast, he'll wait. He'll be like, yeah, you can have that one. You can have that one. I got this one. And then he'll watch the other dogs too. And if it's a little terrier and they're struggling to catch the rats, running too fast, he's like, dude, catch it. Dude, okay, fine. He'll run over there and run in front of the little terrier and snatch it up because the dog's not running fast enough. And he'll catch a rat, and some little butthead terrier or other dog comes in and takes it. And he's you can have it. He doesn't fight him for it or avoid him, or he's fine. You want it? Take it. Really cool team player dog. Awesome. And he's fast and he's quick at the same time because he's not as fast as like your guys' dog. Not even close. Doesn't have anywhere near the endurance, but he's got a nice off the line sprint.
Good start.
And he can turn pretty sharp, and he can get down because he's not super tall. He's tall, but he's not super tall, so he can get down and snatch those rats a little better than some of the pure sight hounds that are just a little too far off the ground, and they're trying to run and grab the rat at the same time, and it's kind of awkward. He's kind of this perfect, close enough to the ground that he can pick it up while running, but tall enough that he can get some speed. He's a fun dog on rats.
How does he compare with that pointer bitch you had?
So he's better at the rats because she was a faster dog for sure, and better endurance too. So like if we're running something way across a field, she'll beat him, no questions asked. But when we're going to catch rats, she kind of it's a little bit awkward to run and reach down and grab a rat at the same time. Whereas he's a little closer, he can do it more naturally, still keep it up to speed and reach down to grab it. And then I kind of think he starts just a hair faster, maybe not much, but just a hair faster, and then he can kind of duck under stuff a little easier.
How about on muskrats?
She was way better on muskrats. He's bad at muskrats. That boss dog is useless on muskrats. He doesn't like water, and he doesn't like water. He doesn't like mud. I mean, he'll work in it if he sees something, but he doesn't just like walk in it all day long.
Yeah.
That pointer female, she'll work the water all day long. Even in freezing cold, I've had her out with ice frozen all over her collar, she's still out working the water, just happy as could be.
They got a lot to go to.
Yeah, and that pointer lurcher, man, she sees a muskrat swimming, she could see it under the water, and she'll like a fox diving in the snow. Have you ever seen that where they jump up and go down in the snow? She'd do that in the water. And dive right under, come up with a muskrat. And she'll run along the shore. Like, there was one, it was really cool. It was a big clear lake, and the mink had kicked it out from its burrow, and it was swimming along the edge of the lake. And she just followed it, you know, and it slowly got closer to the edge, closer to the edge, closer to the edge. Finally, it was in striking distance, and she dove in, and that water was deeper than she was tall. And she went totally under the water and come up with the muskrat. She was a good muskrat dog, that pointer lurcher, man. She was cool. She was super cool at that.
You know, whatever you start them dogs on, you start them on certain game, they get to liking it.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was the thing. I had her on like muskrats and brown rats. She was an early starter, that dog. She wanted to get stuff way before she should have. And I had to hold her back. And I took her out a lot. And I just had to watch her all the time. Man, she's going to catch something. And she's just a little puppy. I don't want her to get scared and shy. And you never know. Sometimes a puppy can take a bite and be fine. And sometimes it ruins them. And they're scared of stuff, right? Yeah. And I don't want to risk it and find out the hard way, right? She was the only dog I had. I don't want to mess her up. So I'm always watching her. Let's got to keep her from getting something. Got to keep her from getting something. But she'd always find some way and snatch it anyway. We'd be just going for a walk, and she's got a rat. Son of a gun. We'd go take her out in the backyard and go in the garage. She got another rat. Why is there a rat in the garage? Like,
what happened to her?
She got hit by a car.
Oh hell.
Yeah, she could hop fences, real 6-foot fence, clear, no problem. But in our backyard, she never jumped out. And it was just a short little fence. She could have cleared it without touching, but she never jumped out. She knew she wasn't supposed to. And I had a friend said, "Hey, can you babysit my dog?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And that dumb dog taught her to jump out of the fence. And so I knew because I caught her jumping out once. I'm like, we can't let her run around the backyard anymore. So I told my wife, "Hey, you can't let her, if you let her go out to go to the bathroom, you watch her and you bring her right back in, because she could jump out. She knows she can jump out now." She's like, "Okay." So she let her out to go to the bathroom, and then she went in, got a drink or something, and she heard right out the front door, or right out in the street, tires squealing. She's like, and she ran out there and she was hit. Right, it was little neighborhood street. That guy should not have been driving that fast enough to hit a dog, but he did. Hit her.
A lot of people go out of their way to hit a dog.
Yeah, someone
Pull off the road to hit a dog.
Yeah, I don't think he did it on purpose. He stayed and helped her and pulled her off the road and put her under a tree, and he stuck around. I don't think he did it on purpose, but he was just being reckless. He shouldn't have been driving that fast in the neighborhood. Could have been a kid.
Yeah.
If you're driving fast enough to hit a 60-pound dog that was walking, like, you could have killed a kid. He was being reckless, but I mean, you never know. Right? Alrighty, well, thank you much. It was a pleasure.
I'm glad to meet you.
Yeah, I'm glad to meet you too. That was a lot of fun today. Thank you.